Okay, good afternoon, folks. Sorry about that. My apologies. I was actually in a trade, but I made a bit of a mistake. I took a short there, which I thought was absolutely beautiful, just on one account, made $315, only to realise it was a sim I was on. So that's a bit frustrating, but there you go. I am looking at that second entry long there, but we've been up here before, so I'm not sure about that. I think I'm just going to leave that. So, hope everyone's okay. Market is officially open. K3, how you doing? That's a new name. Drawn Cinema. Where are you from? You're a new face. How you doing? Okay, let's see what we got here now. So, I am all set up. This is looking like a range just at the moment. It's okay. I was looking at going long there. Up at this on the CL. Let's have a look. Just not sure about that at the moment. Let's have a look at this. So this is very much looking like a range at the moment. That seems somewhere around about right. Good afternoon. Whereabouts you from, bud? Where are you from? Let's have a look at this. Possible second entry long. I'm not sure about that. There is that's technically a failure, but it's above the EMA, so I'm just sitting tight there. Everything's up and running. Let me just double check.
Order submitted.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect.
Order cancelled.
CL.
Order submitted.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfectly, and I've got one.
Order cancelled.
Here. I've got one on the 1,000 tick at the NQ. So, okay, hope everyone is doing well. I'm still looking at this at the moment, but this could trap some longs there. We've been up here before, so if this is a kind of a range, it could trap some longs and come down there. So, what is going on here? It's a bit of a shame about that. I took a short there, which worked beautifully. That one there, second entry short, worked beautifully. And then I realised I still had it on a sim, which is a bit of a pain. So let's just have a little look here. Okay. Yeah, that's going to stop out there. I had a feeling that was going to do that. Trapped some longs there, possibly some there. Even that one was relatively bullish. Triggered, came down. I had a feeling that was going to do that. So this to me now, the CL is just looking rangy, I think. Even from yesterday, the latter part of yesterday. Let's put that like that. There is a failure there, but that bar's too large. So if we can get a bit of a pullback, may get a lower high on there. Okay, Speedy, how you doing, pal? How you doing? Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to do that. I didn't want to go long because we're coming into this territory. So long, I think, was a mistake. And then that bar just dropped too large, just dropped quickly. Is it going to come down? Quite possibly, but I'd like it to get a little bit of a pullback before I consider doing that. Not sure about this. This thing's taking off. There is a second entry short there.
Order filled. Target filled.
That worked. Quick $200. I like that. Let me just put that there. I wasn't 100% sure, but part of the reason that I like that is this thing is taking off. This is due for a pullback here. This is, and also, is this a bit of a failure? I think it's likely going to get below there. There is another one there, a lower high.
Order filled.
I'm not going to take too much out of this. That'll do. Get me out.
Target filled. Target filled.
I think I'm out. Yeah, I am. Okay, took that one on the engulfing. Now, I'm a little bit more risky on here. I'm only trading one contract, but I like what I was seeing. So, 2 quick trades. Let's see what it gave me. For some reason, that's not working. I don't know why. I think that one gave me 185 and that gave me 200. For some reason, my plot isn't working. Anybody got any ideas? It's not working, the plot, for some reason. We got a leg up and a leg up. So we got a little channel up there with the break, 2 pushes to a new high. I like that one, and I like the lower high. I took it on the engulfing because if it gets below there, there's going to be traders thinking that that's long. I had it there as a possible push higher. So I forget what I did. Did I do 185 on that one? What plot? This thing here. If it won't click at the moment, but if you click this, it shows you your entries and exits, and it's not doing it for some reason on here. Yeah, I can't tell how much I got out of each trade. Don't know why. No. If you look here, see this thing here? What it does is it plots your entries and exit. I can't show you because I haven't taken any trades on him, but if you select that, what it shows you, in fact, have I got my plots turned off? Let me just have a check. Hold on a minute, is it here? Let me have a look. Excuse me a second. Where does it show my plots? Sorry, it's been that long since I've switched the damn thing on. May have closed down Ninja Trade and reopened it. I have some broken tools. Have you really? What's the data series settings? Data series for here. Ah, okay, it'll be in here, won't it? Somewhere. So that's normal. Where does it show you plotting? It's been that long since I've done it. Okay, do not plot. Okay, let's check on this one up here. Do not plot. Markers only apply. Okay, let's see if this works. Yeah, brilliant. It doesn't show. So for some reason, it's supposed to toggle it on or off. So markers only. So text and markers apply. Okay, okay. It shows me where I got in then, so I can work out what I got. Perfect. It's supposed to do that. When in fact, can I toggle it off? No, you're supposed to toggle it on or off, that is. So the first one was... why is that split down into two? Okay, one of them triggered before another one. So 7, 7, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11... That one, 200. That's 4.75 points. That sound about right? That's 4.75 points. 7, 7, 5, 8, 9, 10. And that's 4. So let's say 4 and 4.7. Beautiful. So 4 and 4.7. That's better. Plus 4 points. 4.7, is that about right? 4 points? I suppose so. Plus 4.75 points. Beautiful. Excellent. Okay, so finally got some trades on the NQ. I really like both of those. Clearly finding support. We've got a channel up here with a break 1, 2 pushes up to a new high. I like the way it's trapped that bullish bar there. And that came down, giving me points. And we came up, triggered above this one, and I took that one engulfing, and that one dropped. A lower high. You've got to take that one on the engulfing, really, because it triggers above there. Look at the way it's holding, price is holding there. I guarantee you there's going to be traders thinking spike and channel. I even add it as a possible channel. So that one there, high or low, guarantee it's going to trap some traders, hence it did this. So that is going to trap traders all day, which is why we had this plus. So I got on this and an engulfing, which gave me point. So far, I actually took a trade. I was on a sim as well. That one there, second entry short. And it worked beautifully, and I realised I hadn't switched it from off a sim. So this thing is really good. Someone said to me the other day, you really need to think about the NQ, because once I traded, moved over from the NQ, from the ES to the NQ, I take so much more trades. So far, I really like this. Little chan up with a break new high. I like that. Trapping some longs there for sure. And same again, this looked like it was doing something like this. That's another reason why I liked it. I took it off there. Fitting nice off the bottom as well. Okay. What are we doing here? Hello, haven't I sorted? Philip, how you doing? Sorted. Yeah, I got it sorted. Hey, Chris, how you doing? By the way, hi, how you doing, mate? Yeah, it's okay. For some reason, if I select this, which plots it, it's not showing it for some reason. I have to either toggle it on or off, whereas on this, pretty sure I can't do it at the moment because I haven't taken any trades. If you select that, it just switches off text and then text and markers with a second press, then it comes off. So how are you adjusting your take profit and stop distance for the NQ? At the moment, because I'm still new to this, I'm doing it at 50-50. And I'm going to, so if I switch onto a sim quickly and go
Order
sell,
filled.
that's, hold on a second. That's too much. I should have
Order
it on
filled.
Glad you said that. Custom. Let's try that.
Order filled.
That's better. Yeah. So around about 250 risk, 250 profit. Someone said to me, you can get better profits very close to 1-to-1 on this NQ. So one contract, 250, 250. So I took 2 trades, which gave me about
Order
3.
filled.
What did I have? 63, that is. Which get, yeah, just under $400. So my bars are different from yours on the NQ. All right, I've got mine 1,000 tick, bud. I'll reload that. So yeah, I've just got it set. Let me just open this up. Yeah, one contract. Let's put it back a bit. One contract and 50 ticks and 50 tick stop and profit. So hopefully that'll get me in the ballpark. Yeah, I started with 2, but it seems 2 contracts on here is almost double what it is on here. I've not really traded the NQ much, to be honest with you, which is why I'm only doing it on one of my accounts. I'm not going to risk any more. So, yeah, let's have a look at this. So the trouble is when you're doing multiple accounts, it's multiple bits of focus, isn't it? So when I'm looking at one, I tend to focus on it rather than trying to flick between. Now I'm sort of done with this and I've got it fixed out. I can open up my eyes at the moment. Check you've got break end of day. Let's have a look. That's deselected. Shall I select it? Makes no difference to me, Chris, because I've got nothing to compare it to. So let's select that. Let me know if that looks any better. Do you know what, though? Look at the trade I took there and that one. They look completely... And that one, it looks awful now. There seems to be less setups there. Let's get rid of that one then. It makes me look like a moron, that one. That's why I asked. Are you going to select it, Chris, or not? It doesn't really make a difference to me, but all of a sudden, that's showing out as okay, but that lower high is showing no good. You're selecting it okay. That makes me look a bit better. Oh, you have selected it. Okay, yeah, right. Okay. I just see that one isn't a setup now. That lower high isn't a setup. And it was before. So it seemed to be better than before, to be honest with you. But, oh well. That looks like a correction, so I think it's feasible we could get down there, but see if we can push below here and get a lower high below that. What's it? It does look like we're going to get 2 legs down, legs sideways, legs sideways. I wonder if there's any type of a channel there. God, there is, isn't there? That wouldn't have seemed too bad there, would it? Or is that too much? It actually fits nice at the bottom, doesn't it? Could be a leg and a leg. Let's have a look at that. Nothing we could do with this. That's just rocketing off. Shame that one. Look at that. Leg and a leg. On a bit of a pullback here. Mind you, is this going to be a leg and a leg? So we're going to bottom off here? We could be. Look at that thing. Man, or is this a leg up with 2 attempts to go lower and a push up higher? I wouldn't be surprised if we had that big push up, 1 leg, 2 leg. So I'm going to get rid of that. Leg and a leg. I'm going to draw this on here. Leg and a leg. That will get us down to the open. See what happens. What is going on here? So we could have a leg up here, a couple of legs back, and then push higher up to these levels. We got such a big leg there, see? Very similar to the egg and cube, big leg up. Could be a couple of attempts to go lower and then up some more. Excuse me. So I'm not thinking about going short here just yet. Just because we haven't had a perfect leg doesn't mean it's not deemed as a leg. 2 legs, so we could get a strong move up. It's always possible. Now, is that a trap? I'm not taking it. It's only a first entry. It's gone too far for a lower high. We've had 2 legs down here. Not perfect legs, but that might be enough. So this could trap some shorts and push up. So I'm staying out. It's only a first entry really anyway. It's too far for a lower high. So there's nothing there for me. And if this thing is going up, it would coincide with this leg up. Couple of attempts ago. Look how we're bouncing off this. This to me looks like it's more likely to go higher. And if this does push up here, this will as well. Same sort of principle on oil. We've had a big push up there. 2 legs of correction and what looks like another leg up. So I think this is likely to push up at least temporarily. So break new high. We've had a few attempts to go lower. This thing looks like it's trying to go higher, or it could be just getting up to these levels. Yeah, so rightly so. So I would say now I'm going to get rid of that. Leg and a leg. Maybe this is a push-up now. After this big push-up, it's just like a two-legged pullback really, but a bigger stage really, isn't it? That's the way I'm looking at it anyway. 2 legs back and then off. So a little channel break, new low. The push ISO. And there is a possibility we could be going up. This is really just one leg. Well, we could come down and have another leg, but if this thing's going up, I'll be surprised. Maybe a small overshoot there. Or is this a leg up there with the break and a new high? 1, 2 attempts to go lower. Are we going to bounce here and have 1, 2 or 3 triple tests to go higher? Or are we going to come back into the range? So 2 legs up, what looks like a little overshoot and a reversal, which we know can happen. So maybe it is going to come down and hit this leg. Maybe there is a spike in a channel. Actually, that really fits. Couple of bars down to this one. Touch, touch. It works there, 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 and there. Interesting. Hey Lance, nice to be back. Nice to have you, mate. I'm really enjoying trading on a sim. Good for you, mate. After coming from options, this feels really straightforward. Never done options before, bud, so I can't comment there. But can you explain why people prefer tick charts? Okay. Tick charts, all I understand of tick charts is it comes from sort of Mac, who I trade price action, and what he says, tick charts give you more information and more detail. The thing is with like a minute chart, how many trades in that minute can really vary. So what you notice sometimes if you select the minute or the 2-minute bar, sometimes the bars can be a lot bigger. You know, sometimes I'll tell you what. Let's just switch over to the minute and just give you a quick idea. Look how small these bars, look how big these bars. It can make it sometimes a little hard to read, I think, but look at the variations. Some of them are massive, some of them are tiny, because this is based on a minute, and obviously the amount of trades traded in these over a minute really can vary. Whereas if you look at the 2000 tick chart, if anybody doesn't know, 2000 tick just means 2000 trades. So there's the same amount of trades through each one of these. So these bars are much more manageable. They're a lot easier to see and things are a bit clearer and there's a little bit more detail. So that's my understanding of them. And I'm just quoting what comes from Mac. Why all of a sudden when I change something, do I lose my colour on these bars? It's going over from a blue colour to a thin tick, to a thin stem. I don't know why that's happening. Tell you what. Templates load. Is that the newest one? 13th of the 3rd? No, it's not. 4th of the 6th with 20 accounts. That's the one. That's better. The explanation very helpful, and yeah, I can see. Yeah, I'm not saying one really is better than the other, but the bars are a lot more manageable. They're a lot easier to understand. If they're flitting around, a lot bigger, a lot smaller. But having not really traded those types of accounts, those types of time frames, I can't give you a sort of true representation, but that's my understanding of them, and that comes from Mac, that I learnt this from. So yeah, I hope that helps, bud. Are we slowly working down? Let's have a look here. We got a channel down. 2 attempts to go higher, but we're at the bottom here. So, yeah, I'm not sure whether this is a channel or. I mean, that uptrend, we've had a break and it's clearly played out. So maybe we are working our way down. Do you remember what I mentioned about this with that big push up? One leg down, second leg down. I would have said there's a good chance of this coming down to these lows, making basically on a larger scale would be just a second entry. Big push up, two attempts to pull back. That'd be one attempt. This be a second attempt. So that's interesting. So let's see if we can get a second entry short here. We'll back up to the tops of this channel on the NQ. Big push up, 2 legs back, and then up again. Possible. Are we going to get a second entry short here? Touch, close enough. Leg down, 2 attempts higher. It's hard to say. No, I was hoping that finish a bit bearish. It's all right. Leg, and then up. Tough on this. It's a bit hard to read this. This looks to me like 2 legs back and a higher low. It's gone a bit far for a higher low, but it's kind of like a bull flag as well, isn't it? It's hard to see what's going in here. I was thinking a possible second entry short, but this looks like a bull flag in a lot of cases. Bull flags pop out the top. But there's a bit of uncertainty here, so I don't really know. Yeah, it's clearly struggling to go up, isn't it? This NQ we've pushed down. We've had one attempt to go higher, second, and we've had two pushes up. Are we now going to pull down? If you think this is a spike and a channel on the NQ, touch, 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 fitting really nice down the bottom, we've come round at a break. So we're now going to push down and make a new low. If this happens, this will come down. The ES will come down. The reason I like that spike and channel, touching there and there, is because it fits in sync with the bottom. Could take that up a little bit steeper, which would mean this is a break. But even that, we still haven't made a new low, so it's hard to say. Are we going to trap some longs now and this is going to come down? Still not sure about this. This could still come down. After yesterday, you're staying out. If you had a tough day yesterday and you're saying you're staying out now, that tells me you've got a good amount of self-control, which is good, because so many traders, including myself in the past, if they have a bad day, find it almost impossible to stay out. So the fact that you're in control of what you're doing, I think is a good thing, is a good sign. You went full tilt. Yeah. Well, excuse me a sec. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's see what happens here. That bar is triggered. I'm staying out of this at the moment. You could say 2 legs up and a lower high, but it's very wicky here, so it could trap you in short. I'm not saying this is definitely going to come down. It may do, or it may go up, so I'm staying out of this. And the fact that that's triggered and it's starting to push up is concerning me. So a good reason to stay out of that. Because at the moment it could, I'm really not sure. But what I am seeing is this, we're clearly struggling here, and it fits nice down the bottom as well, which is telling me, is this happening? It's showing me that it may be coming down, which is enough for me to stay out of a long trade here. And because of this chop and very wicky, that's telling me it's enough to stay out of a short here as well. So I'm sitting tight. That could push down quickly, or it could push up. At the moment, it's going a bit sideways, which tells me it's an area of indecision. So it really could do either. If we can get below there, because there's a failure which we have, then I'd say the chance of it coming down there is more likely. But we have still got support here to get through, so it could bounce and push. I've got no idea. it doesn't really bother me, these areas that I'm not sure. All I get out of this, doesn't matter whether it's going up or down, this just tells me it's not sure, so I'm staying out. Yeah, full tilt, we've all done that, mate. I can't tell you how many times I've done that. Hundreds, I'd say. I think at last count, I haven't had another evaluation now for about 3 weeks, because I've kept these accounts. But up to that, I've done about 550. So there's quite a lot of going on tilt there, quite a lot of failure, quite a lot of risk. But my attitude towards that now is I'd never do it now with these accounts. I'd never stupidly blow these accounts. If something went wrong, I'd walk away before I decided to just go on tilt. And I think that eventually comes to everybody with time, but you've got to expose yourself to those emotions for them to start becoming not much of an issue. It's like anything, any type of motion. If you jumped out of an aeroplane today, you'd probably shit yourself. I've done it. I did. But if you did it, it's a very sort of scary, it's a little bit exciting, but very scary. But if you did that every day for 2-3 years, sooner or later, it would be almost like stepping out your front door. You'd be fully in control. It wouldn't really be bothering you. It wouldn't really be scaring you. But you've got to expose yourself to those strong emotions enough times for them to not present enough of a problem where you go on tilt. You'll hit a level where you'll be in control, because so many times when I was trading, I can tell you, I absolutely did not trust myself in the slightest. Because I knew I had no control when it came to that. But now, I know now if I lost a trade or 2 trades, I could walk away no problem. And I'd be okay with it. But it does take a lot of time. Okay, so looking at the NQ now. Touch, fitting nice there. We've had a break, strong push through the MA. I think this is more likely to come down and touch this. I'm still expecting, after that big push up, 2 legs back, or at least as close as to this. And that would make sense. If this pushes down to below this levels, it'll hit this level or get close to it. But I would expect a small pullback here, which coincides with what I'm seeing there. I didn't want to take that because we're still on this cusp on the NQ of are we going to come 2 legs back and push higher? But that is enough of a signal to me that it's more likely we're going to pass these levels here, which is going to take this down to the bottom of this channel. So if we had a small pullback on the NQ to the EMA, second entry short here wouldn't be a bad option. Yeah, we've closed below there as well, so there's a higher low there. If there's traders thinking 2 legs, let's take the higher low. It's closed below there, so I think there's a good chance. But I am still expecting a bit of a pullback, but we're getting very close to breaking these levels on the NQ. We may not get a pullback. We're literally very close to these levels. Let's see if we have a pullback or we just push straight down. Looks to me like we're going to push straight down. So that makes sense with what this is doing on the ES. Let's have a look. Are we going to have a small pullback here? We may do. We've hit that level. In fact, we're a tick above it, or very close. Yeah, so if you look at this on the ES channel, break new high, loop. We are working down. Same again, exactly the same scenario on the NQ. 1 or 2 attempts to go lower. See, on a bigger chart, maybe I don't know, 4 hourly or something like that. That would probably look like 3 bars, something like that. Maybe I don't know, 6 or 7 bars, and maybe a couple of bars, and then a push up. So really, it's just like a second entry on. That's if it works, but often it does. Okay, bit of a pullback on NQ. And now we've triggered that big bull bar. So are we going to push up or are we going to come down? If we can come down and break below here, then we'll break below that level. And then hopefully push right down to the lows of the day. Yeah, there's nothing you can do here really. It's really wicky and choppy. Yeah, it fits perfectly there, even literally to there and there perfectly, and 3 times perfectly. So that would make perfect sense what it's doing. See if we can get a little second entry short on that NQ. It's still a bull flag, so it could still continue on up after. I would like this on the NQ to come down, break these lows, get close to that measured leg, and then move upwards. It should be 2 legs back, push up, 2 attempts to go lower, hopefully, followed by a failure and push up. See if we can get a little second entry short here. That's a bit better. So come on, little second entry short. Trouble is, if we get a second entry short on this NQ, I don't know how I'd feel about going short when we're right at the bottom of this channel. Or is this just going to come right down to the bottom of here? It certainly could do. So all of a sudden, 2 legs back, and then that lower high doesn't seem so bad, does it? I left that for 2 reasons. 1, if it had closed below here, I may have considered it, and 3, and 2, it's very wicky. That makes me a bit nervous. Yeah, so no second entry here. I was hoping we get a little, but no. Let's see if we get below here and down to here now. So this is a bull flag, leg and a leg. We could now push up. It's always possible. Leg. 2 legs of correction. Leg. It's not far off. 2 legs back on that. So would I go short here? No. So I can't think about going short on this NQ then. Well, it depends how far. If this gets up to here and tests this highs, this may come lower still. So we may have an option. There is a second entry short there. It's very tempting. Trouble is this I wouldn't go short on this NQ. Sorry, on the ES. So going short on the NQ is not an option, and the way that's pushing up, that makes sense, which is a shame because it's kind of a nice little, lovely little two legs up at a nice bearish bar. But after the break, see, depends where you think the break is. Could still come down if we get up to this and test this level. It could come down some more. So. Nothing I can do on this CL today. It's just gone off on one, isn't it? It's right up here. Two legs up. Unfortunately, that one didn't trigger. It has now, but it's a bit late, really. And there's a little bit of congestion there, which I don't like. Is it going to go down? I don't like it now. Let's have a look. Maybe we get a triple test here. So we've come up once, twice. If we come up again, we may get a drop down. See, we could get if we're going to push up to here, second entry short, going short here, may give us, if this does push up and we get the same on the NQ, it may give us a triple test to go short, leg down, 1, 2, 3 attempts to go higher, bearish bar, failure, coming down. Gotta get up here though. One leg, two leg. Second entry short here. Go on, push up a bit more.
Order submitted.
See if we get a triple test here. 1, 2, 3. Coming close to the tops of the channel in the ESC. So what I'm hoping for is another little bar there, one leg up, two legs up, a bar which triggers above there and comes down bearish, which will be a second entry short. But it is a bull flag as well, so it could rocket up. Hopefully it closes there. Perfect. We get a little trigger above it and a bearish bar. I like the way we've triggered above there on the NQ. Or is this thing just going to take off? Or is this little range with a fell break out the range? No, this thing's going up, isn't it?
Order cancelled.
Leg, sideways leg. That's a shame. I consider that one, but at the time it just didn't look right here. Channel down, 1, 2, 3. It's like a fell break out the range. Still got plenty of space to get a lower high here, because usually when that, if we get something like that, it pushes right the way through here, retests it and makes a new low. So if we can get a lower high here, we've got a leg and a leg with a possible breakout of this. But this could come down, bounce and push up. It is a bull flag as well, although I don't generally trade patterns, but I am aware of them. So that would have worked clearly on the NQ. See if we get a lower high. Ooh, look at that. It's a bit of rejection there. There is a lower high there. Trouble is, it could bounce off here and push up if it's a bull flag. So I'm just staying out of this. Excuse me a sec. Sorry about that. Edward, how you doing, mate? It's like someone's just given me a sweet hope for another 100 points to the downside on the NQ today. It's been alright to me, this has today. Took a couple of trades here. Bearing in mind this one looked different. I changed deselected the EOD. That was actually a lower high. But it looked a lot better before I changed. Background music to the stream. I mentioned it a while back and people said, no, just talk. So I considered it. I don't know who prefers just me talking or who prefers me talking with a bit of background music. Make your comments known. You prefer just me? Ah, that touches my heart, Chris. No music. I mean, you don't even know what my taste in music is. You might end up listening to ABBA all day long. You never know. You have your own. There you go. Sorry, K3, you've been outvoted, mate. Must have a nice, soothing voice. That's all I can say. My wife's forever telling me to shut up. Is she right and you lot are wrong? I don't know. Not bothered either way, mate. On copyright. Yeah, it's not brilliant, is it? Got a making today. I went to the gym last night at about quarter to midnight for the first time in about 2 months. Lifted a few weights. I think I might have overdone it on the deadlift. My arse and back of my legs are killing me today. This to me looks like it's trapping shorts. It looks like it's itching to come down. It's dropping little tasters. I think this is going to shoot up personally. There's a little double bottom there, and that's actually a second entry long. The trouble is, after this channel, typically leg and a leg, you'd be looking for a new extreme. But this to me looks like a bull flag with that strong push up, and bull flags, as we know, often break out, come back and retest and push higher. Now, I don't trade patterns, so I really wouldn't like to say it could do either or. Now, the way I've been taught is we're likely to make a new extreme, but the way this is just holding and bouncing and the EMA has gone flat, I'm not sure, because that one's still dangling, but it almost like somebody's dangling a carrot in front of you there. So this could turn quickly. And I'm a bit on the fence as to what to do here. And if I ever feel a bit confused or not sure what to do, I usually just stay out. But this to me, and we see this a lot, gives you these tempters, lower high. Quick, you're going to miss this move, and you wait, and you get something else, and you jump in, and all of a sudden it turns. This does look like it's likely to come down, but it also looks a bit trappy to me. So if you'd have got there, you'd have got a point at, well, maybe you wouldn't actually. If you'd have got a tick below there, it's still probably likely to come down, but if you got in a tick below there, you'd have to get there. So it does look like it's working. So if you got in a tick below that bar there, you'd squeeze a 1.5, but I'm still not sure about this. I'm a little bit paranoid lately. Having said that, I have said a few times that I think we're likely to come down here and touch this move. And we've come down so far, we've like had 2 legs up, and this thing looks like it's targeting these lows and hopefully this, which is taking this down. So funnily enough, 1 leg, 2 leg takes us right down to this bigger 2 legs down. So broken those 2 levels. That's the next one, and then the lows of the day. Yeah, there was a lower high. I think the safer bet would have been the failure, but yeah, there was nothing. Does the NQ lead? I'm not sure about that, to be honest with you. I thought the NQ tends to move and then the ES follows. Whether that's true, I'm not sure. What I will say is that the NQ tends to move a lot faster than, so perhaps it just gives you that impression. But I had a conversation the other day. I was talking about, because I had for a long time, I had the 1500 tick chart as like an anchor chart to help me make decisions. And a couple of people said there's 3 times more volume that goes through the ES than there is the NQ. So they would suggest it would be the other way. Look at that now. Push right down on that NQ to that measured leg from that big move 2 legs back. So I think there's a possibility of a big strong move up now. It's just like 2 legs back. And we've had this channel with the break. 1, 2 pushes down to a new low. NQ is very thin, yeah. So we may get a big strong move here. It's always possible. I mean, if you wanted to be risky, leg and a leg. I was very tempted to take that just on this one account, but I want to give it time to make its mind up first. But we had a break, 2 pushes down to a leg, a nice correction and a leg. So that's sort of played out. So that I think wasn't a bad trade to go along with a small risk there. Get the stop to break even, and then hopefully you get a big move. See if it triggers that short. I'll be inclined to be looking to go long here, I would, but Actually made a new low on the ES as well after the break. Had a break, 1-2 pushes down to a new low. I think a long there could potentially get a really good move. There's always the possibility this could come down some more yet. What we can have one leg, 2 legs down on the S, which would get us to these bottoms. It could just be a range, which means a second entry short, a hidden second entry short, may work. But after those 2 big legs, I'd be a bit uncomfortable with going short here. Do you know how to check the refresh rate settings? I tried looking yesterday, but like a fine was support post, nothing. Settings, refresh rate. I don't know, to be honest with you. I've never touched it. The refresh rate. Anybody else know? So that hidden second entry is triggered. I would be nervous about going short here. Having said that, we could have a leg down, followed by another leg down. It's hard to say. See if we get a lower high here. Well, so perhaps we are getting coming down to the bottom here. Oh, you're on about for the lag? If your lag's high, what you can do is right-click down the bottom, your time and date, and select Adjust Time and Date there in the pop-up menu, and select Sync. And if you've got lag issues, that often sorts it out. I have a piece of software which keeps on top of it and just keeps monitoring it and gets rid of that. But if you're on about your lag's maybe starting to turn orange, just try that. So just down the bottom right hand corner of your screen there, just right click and click adjust date and time, and then click sync, and that hopefully may sort you out. I mean, technically that was a failure, wasn't it? Could get a leg and a leg, but max chart refresh is settings, advanced settings, and it's at the bottom. Settings, where's your settings? I don't know where your settings are. There is a lower high there. Trap in some possible longs off the bottom. The spanner on the toolbar. Okay. Okay, tools. Still can't see settings. Or is it options? I don't know. What are we doing? So we've had a break. 1, 2 pushes down to a new low at the top of the toolbar. At the top of the. Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. What are we doing here? You can't take a trade anyway, it's too far from that EMA, so taking that lower high on the NQ would be risky, I think. I've got the free one, it's different on that one. Yeah, well, this was the one I got when I first signed up to Mac about 3 years ago. There's a paid version, is there? Oh, I didn't know. I had a year, then I had about 6 months off, and then I had another year which was up at Christmas. So I haven't sort of technically been a member as such for since Christmas. I think it ran out sometime at Christmas. Can you just buy it, Chris, or you've got to be a member again, have you? That explains why you don't have it. Yeah. Let's have a look at this. Oh, you can just buy it. Interesting. Well, I never heard of it. So hard to know what to do here, really, isn't it? We've had that channel with a break, 2 pushes down, clearly made a new low. We're going down some more. It's looking more and more like a range, so I think there's a good chance we come down here. What's it cost, Chris? And is it worth it, bud? Let's see if this gets broken or it just retests. Oh, 89 is it? A few update problems, but I think it's fine now. Is it worth it? $89. He doesn't really sell a lot, Mac, does he? He doesn't. I think there was when I first started, I think there was a second entry indicator that I think you could buy. It's not Mac, it's the guy that supplied Mac. Ah, got you. It's really hard to know what's going on in here. We've got this channel down with a break. So we push it down to a new low. Are we coming down? Are we coming down to these bottoms? There is a lot of sort of congestion along there, so that might be why it's kind of going a bit sideways. But if we can get a bit of a break, maybe test this, we may come down. But I'm pleased that bar there on the NQ has held. So we've had this channel, we've had a break, 2 pushes down to a new low, a retest, and a push up. See, I have from this, I think we're going to end up here. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but it often does this with a big channel down. We have a break, 2 pushes down, comes back and has another go at it, and then off we trot upwards, but I don't know. Or leg down, could have, I don't know really, I'm just guessing. I wondered really why yesterday. I mean, look at that. What a massive push up. I'd finished trading by then. I think it was there I'd finished trading. We had a massive push up. Was there any setups there? Not a huge amount. We were talking yesterday. Why was the volume that low? It's because of rollover, wasn't it? Mac mentioned it. I think I finished around about here yesterday. We had very little. I forgot we'd had rollover, so that often just takes time for the slackers to come over, I think. Okay, so perhaps we are going to get down to these bottoms. Second entry short here from this channel. Come on, it's just coming down, isn't it? I think. Come on, give us a little pullback here. So, is there anything larger? Hmm. Lower high, it's just too far from the EMA really. It may work, but I'm not taking it. Excuse me. Pretty much a range, I think. But I think it's likely we have this leg up and these two legs down. There's two pullbacks, isn't it? Two legs down on a bigger scale. Done the same here, but this leg's a little bit further. This is all just speculation, like, but Yes, good point. There's a holiday tomorrow. I think it's Junti, if I remember rightly, which is come ideal because it's my birthday and we're having some work done in the house tomorrow on the boiler. So no trading tomorrow, folks. Yeah, it's usually half a day. To be honest with you, the volume's usually that crap anyway. It just ain't worth it. Yeah, paint dry. You got that right, mate. But watching paint dry, yeah, if you like watching paint dry, I'd turn up for an hour tomorrow. I've tried it in the past. To be honest with you, when I first started learning to trade, every sort of every minute of every day, regardless, you know, I'll be sat there on Christmas Day, even though the markets were open. But I think you learn after a while. It's nice to have a break. The thing is, when you first start to learn to trade, you throw so much of your life into it, and sometimes it's good to step away. So I kind of relish these breaks now. I took Christmas off this year for the first time since I started, I just felt so much better for it. So it is important to take a break. So when we have these days like this, it's nice to get away from the charts, have a few beers, and so on and so forth. Yeah, definitely. So I'll be drinking. I've got a nice bottle of 15-year-old Glenfiddich, which I opened a few days ago. Well, it was my wife's birthday on the 10th, so we opened it then. So I'll be sitting and having a few of them. Hopefully, if the weather's nice in the garden, we are having, as I say, we're having some work done in the house tomorrow. We're having this new water heater fitted, so I'll be putting my feet up and having a couple of whiskies in the garden. Hopefully, the weather's nice, supposed to be. I think we got around 22 degrees and sunny tomorrow, which is pretty good for this time of year. Well, pretty good for the UK for this time of year because it has been awful. We've had tons of rain. It's been a pretty wet start to the summer, but tomorrow's supposed to be nicer, so I might treat myself to a McDonald's big breakfast. So it does look like this is coming down to these lows. So I think in the grand scheme of things, it's pretty much the latter part of yesterday, just ranging, but it is two pullbacks. So after it bounces, I think there's a fair chance we could make a move up here. We're constantly at new highs at the moment. It's not be far before we're in the 600s. In fact, sorry about that. Let's put that back. Just move that over to excuse me. What was I saying? Yeah, this thing is just making, in fact, that was new highs a couple of days ago, so we are making some strong moves there, so let's unlock that. Take that up. Current all-time highs. Extend right. touch. We could absolutely drop, but this to me looks like a push up with 2 legs back. So if it does fail and push off here, I think there's a good chance we could end up giving it some of that. Tried a breakfast wrap from McDonald's. Yeah, I usually have the breakfast wraps. You have I usually have the ketchup one. You have the you have everything in it, don't you? I like the wraps actually, and in fact I like the is it the sweet chili chicken wraps as well. Yeah, I tend to have the wraps quite a bit actually. Well, I say whenever I eat there, which is not often, and then once, twice a month maybe. But it's the gym I go to. It's on the same little estate as that, so sometimes it's nice to grab something on the way back from the gym. I've got to say the beauty about working for yourself and not trading till I tend to get to the chart around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so you've got plenty of time to yourself really with doing this job. But what I think it does do is it messes with your sleep a bit, because you don't need to get up with the rest of the population, at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. So it does mess with your sleep. If I can't sleep, I just get up. Sometimes it's a 24-hour gym. Sometimes I haven't been for a while, but sometimes I'll go to the gym 9 till 1. And so, yeah, it's and obviously if you trade in the UK or sort of any of the Europe area, you're not trading till the afternoon. So, there's no getting up at ridiculous o'clock in the morning. I used to hate that, getting up freezing cold, dark mornings. Go to work in the dark, come home in the dark. So I kind of like this way of life. So you can just do what you want, really. That you're not working for anyone else. I've always hated working for other people, because you do get some decent employers, you do, but so many times people just fill you with all this crap, all this, sort of quality rubbish, and they're just telling you what you want to hear, so you'll work harder. Something nicer working for yourself. So on the PC, yeah. You game, do you? I haven't really done any gaming for years. But I have been thinking about getting the what are they? The flight simulators. I'm a bit of an aircraft sort of fanatic. Well, I wouldn't say fanatic, but interest. Is there a bigger channel here? There may well be, But after the break, 1 push down, 2 push down. I still think there's a chance we get down here, but would you want to take that? It's hard to say. It's a bit risky, isn't it, going into these lows. It's only actually really a first entry. If we go from here, first entry there was your failure. But just looking at it, how it's working off there, it's probably likely going to come down. But I'm not taking it just in case. I will be taking a week off soon. Probably first or second week in August. I think we're going to somewhere in Greece, I think, for a week. Which will be my first holiday since lockdown. My first holiday abroad, shall we say. I've had the odd weekend away. I think Ibiza was the last. Was it Ibiza? I think Ibiza was the last week we had away. CL's a bit hard to follow today. It just keeps going up, but the trouble is, any types of pullbacks, there's no setup, there's nothing there, there's nothing there. You may have had a go at that one, but it could have come back to here, but it has been, it's started and it's been bouncing off this, but it's been so far up here, you just don't know when it's going to have a leg and then another leg and come down to here. So it's a bit hard to follow where the CL is today. So possible little second entry short there, but I'm just not sure about this. We're getting sort of close to those lows. So I don't really know. Let me have a look. But that is a channel in itself. Touch, that sort of confirmed it. So we could get a little break and then a final push down to the lows. It's a small bar as well, isn't it? It's only 4 ticks. Well, if it finishes that way. Ah, it's finished as a doji. I hate it when it almost freezes. See, Thomas Wade's, I've just seen his channel, he's got his like this. There's a spike in the channel. Right. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I don't like missing that bit out like this. It just looks a bit odd. Thing is, this is coming down at a completely different angle. I'm going to leave that there, I think. Or am I? I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know. Trouble is, we come so close to those lows, so you don't know whether it's going to bounce, do you? In fact, I'm going to get rid of it for a minute. Maybe. That's it. We've had a break. 2 pushes down to a low, so it could be We've had a bit of a channel with the break. 1, 2 pushes to a new low. It's hard to say, really. There is a second entry short there, but 1, it's a doji. 2, I think it's risky as hell. It has triggered and it's choppy, so I won't be surprised. There's going to be some liquidity there, as we know. Price moves towards liquidity, so I won't be surprised if that gets taken out. But it's a little bit choppy and a little bit unclear. Let's try put that back, see if that bar has made any difference. Oh no, I don't like that at all. There's an old double top there. You can consider that as a lower high as well, I think. But it's so choppy there. And I don't like this. It's when it goes like this, I find it quite trappy. Fair second entry short. It's triggered, which will be that one there. So I don't like that either. As I say, it looks a bit trappy. I was expecting it to tick above there. I'll be amazed if it doesn't tick below there. See, we're close to the lows, but not close enough, I don't think. So there does seem to be a channel there. I can't find nothing that looks good, to be honest with you. So sometimes, yeah, it looks like it. That's what I mean. When it goes like this, it does get a bit trappy, and it's easy to get stuck going both ways. Where's that? I can't find nothing I really like here. Thomas Wade's got it marked as a spike and channel, but it doesn't look right with the bottoms to me. It doesn't. If I was going to put it visually, I would say it's something along those lines. That looks better to me with a break. That just looks better to me. It visually looks right. Look how it's fitting so many times there, which tells me it's visually right. So 2 pushes up and a bearish bar. Let's see if that triggers. But when you're this close to the bottom, it's just hard to know what exactly is going to happen. We could get a leg and a leg, and then it could come down and retest it. I don't know at the moment. There's going to be some shorts in there, I would have said so. I mean, that bar's a bit naff on my chart. It could be a little bit more bearish on someone else's chart. But it went up and created a double top. It hasn't triggered below that bearish bar. Well, not on my chart, so. But it is a bit sideways, so I'm just not sure at the moment. This market's very good at trapping out weak positions, isn't it? I think, you know, from what I understand, it's all run by algorithms, isn't it? And, you know, whoever programs those algorithms kind of knows where weak positions are likely to be. You know, there'll probably be some stops there, and so many times it'll push up, stop you out for a tick and moving away, and it's just picking up these areas of liquidity. And it can move quite freely below, which is why if you ever take a really solid trade, solid setup, you can guarantee there's going to be a lot of other traders in there. That tends to give you a little bit more protection. But things like that, it's a bit weak. 1, it's a little bit sideways. 2, it's a doji. 3, EMA is a bit flat. Is it a break? Is it? Have you got your channel? There's a few ifs and buts there. So to me, that's risky. So I wouldn't have taken that one. And rightly so, because it triggered you for half a point or a point, whatever, and then you wouldn't have even got a point off that. I think these algorithms tend to pick them off really well. So I bet you'll get So even if you'd have took that right from the bottom, you wouldn't have got a point because it's got to push through. So if you'd have took it right from the bottom of there, you wouldn't have got a scalp off it. Even if you're in for a point, it's got to push through, isn't it? Which would be to there, right to the bottom, and then it comes back up, takes out that stop. so many times I'd have taken those in the past. I'd have jumped on stuff like that because it's a second entry, but the context is wrong. You do learn after a while. Best way to learn is to get trapped. But hopefully trapped on a sim and not trapped on a pain evaluation. Under data series, data load, do you know how many days Mac uses? Or how many days do you use? It's a good question, that, mate. I'm just trying to think. Sometimes Mac will have a quick scan back. So I was under the impression he used more than 7. If I've ever seen him look back on them, so the answer is I don't know, mate, in all honesty. I use, I think, 5 or 7. 7. I did change that to 5. It doesn't make a difference. I was watching something a few days ago on YouTube about using NinjaTrader, and they said obviously the more days you have loaded, the slower technically. Mac uses 21 day. Yeah, I had a feeling he used quite a lot. But I was watching a NinjaTrader video from the guys who run it or whoever, and they were saying the more days you have in, you know, I believe NinjaTrader is quite rich when it comes to RAM. I have 32 gig, which I think is above average. But they did say, do you actually really need that much loaded? I don't really know. I don't know. I have it on usually 5, I think. But I was chatting to Taylor, I think it was a while ago, and I think because he had one of his charts changed to 3, so I don't know, 3. Does it? Yeah, does it really make a difference? Does it make a difference? It's good to look back a few days, I think, isn't it? I mean, I can look back, what have I got here, 5 days, so you can see it's chopping all this. And I mean, if you want a broader picture, if you just flick onto the daily, and obviously you can see what it's done day by day if you want a bigger overall, but the trouble is, the more data it has on there, surely the slower it would go. Whether it makes a difference or not, I don't know. But is it really important to have that many days on? I don't know. I can't necessarily. I don't understand. Is there a benefit to having 21 days? I can't see it unless I'm missing something. But yeah, 3 days, 5 days, I think is ample. Really, I don't think you need any more. I mean, I don't pretend to know more than Mac, but I can't see why 21 days would make a difference. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Look at your Taskmaster. You're better to ensure you don't have Chrome open. I don't have Chrome open. I don't tend to use Chrome. I don't. Internet Explorer, I think I use. Days are you using in your daily chart? I'd never even paid attention, to be honest with you, mate. Let's have a look. So if I flick onto the days, 365 days. Bloody hell. So Trouble is, I mean, even if it's 365 days, it's only 365 bars. So in the grand scheme of things, it's not a lot, really, is it? But, you know, if you want to know what's happened the previous days, I mean, look at this. If you want to know what's happened the previous days, you can just look on here, can't you? But we've had that leg up, couple of legs back. I think there's a fair chance of getting a second leg up here, which means, well, pushing up towards these 700s. You know, how far we'll get before we get a pullback, it's a bit hard to say, really, isn't it? Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, 365 days. It sounds like a lot, but as we're only getting 1 bar a day, it doesn't really matter, I think, does it? Trade 8 doesn't use much resource. No, it does. See, look at that. It's gone straight back. As soon as I change the chart, it goes straight back onto the green and the yellow. Why does it do that? Why does it do that? Strange, very strange. You're welcome, mate, anytime, Sean. No, I read that Ninja Trader was quite heavy on RAM. I was watching someone that said, which is why you don't, you know, do you really need? I forget who it was now. I'm sure it was something I wanted to know about Ninja Trader, and I was just watching some of the videos on there, and he said that it's quite rich on data, rich on RAM. So how rich is too rich? Who knows? And you know, if you've got a reasonably quick enough PC, it shouldn't technically make a difference. Shouldn't, you know? When I see people, other sort of streamers or YouTubers with about 7 or 8 different windows open, you know what I mean? I have 3. But you see some with about 3 down here. Well, I think Kellyanne, doesn't she? She has 3 or 4 windows here, something up here, something down here. So she tends to have a lot. And you don't hear her, you know, talking about things slowing down. So I don't know, really. You can, yeah. I have checked before, and it didn't seem to be a lot, to be honest with you. So I suppose it does depend on your system, really, doesn't it? I've got a, in fact, mine's a bit old now, but I think it's still relatively quick enough. It's a Ryzen 7 3800X, I think. But I bought all good quality components. They tend to work a little bit better. Yeah, so it's a 3800X, I think mine is. I've got 32 gig of DDR4, but same again, good quality stuff. You buy the cheap stuff, they just don't last. I've got a terabyte. Is it EM2? The smaller little sticks. Yeah, it's all good quality stuff. But they just last longer, don't they? If you buy some of the very cheap stuff, it just doesn't last, does it? So I've had this now for 3 years, and it's plenty fast enough. So, you know, I may upgrade in the next couple of years, move up to a Ryzen. I like the Ryzen. They rave about them, and compared to Intel, they are quite a bit cheaper. But I don't seem to have any problems with anything slow. But there is something you can go on, actually, so if you're, which is interesting. It's called, it'll come to me. Daryl Martin has a video out which he did maybe a year ago. What's it called? Where it pits yours up against lots of other PCs, and it tells you that they sort of have. I think the fastest machine there was a nuclear sub, and then they have a UFO, and then they have something else, and then right down the bottom of the scale they have a rowing boat, and it just sort of pits yours against other computers that people put in, and it tells you where you are sort of on the power scale. I forget what it's called now. I used to have a little app. You just click it, and it just goes through the system, and it tells you, but that's interesting. I forget what it's called now. Someone might know. So, channel down, 2 legs up. Is this a fail break out the range? Possibly. An interesting laugh. Look at that on the NQ. Touch, touch, touch. Little channel break. New high. Are we going to drop from here? Which would mean maybe this fail breakout would work, but I'm leaving it. Oh, sorry about that. Hello. Sorry about that. Excuse me a sec. Okay, I'm just going to take a quick 5-minute break. I'll just put this on. Quick 5-minute break. Make a cup of coffee. Where's my break? I think there it is. Beautiful. Okay, I'll be 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, right. So it's off. Okay, are we finally getting this 2 legs back? Leg back, leg back. Are we finally getting this move up now? So leg up, 1 attempt to go lower, 2nd attempt to go lower, failure, and then up. Yeah, so I would suggest that was probably just like that. Makes perfect sense. So channel break, 2 pushes down to a new low from this channel, break, 1, 2 pushes down to a new low. This is close enough, in fact. I'll even move that up there, I think. Let's leave it there. Oh, big bearish bar there, look at that. Is that right on the top of this, or? No, I don't know. It's hard to read this CL today because it's just been so bullish. Leg and a leg. Not even sure about this NQ. None for me, but I haven't had anything until since they stopped that 90%. As soon as that 90% run out, oh, excuse me, it just problems seem to dry up. So no. Let's have a quick look on the Apex site, see if anybody says it. Can't see anybody mention anything. No. People are just general chit chat. Usually, if there's any issues, people are quite openly talking about it. Looking for a second entry around this midline if we can, to continue on higher to the top. It's pretty much just ranging, in all honesty, isn't it? We've come off the bottoms. Yeah, we've not got as low as we thought, but we've pulled back significantly enough, really, to not thinking about making a new low. This channel played out, break, 2 pushes down to the new low. This channel's done the same. It's just a little bit too far away from that EMA there. You've got to get 2 legs down, really. I'm not sure if this is... I have a feeling this is just 2 legs back. No entry. I thought we were going to have a couple of legs then, which is a shame. Whoa. I can't get that how I like it. That's probably about as good as I can get it. There's definitely more volume today, but just not much in the way of setups, really. I did look at that lower high there, but I don't like the way it was holding on top of that channel. My concern was this bull flag, that it was going to break, trigger the longs, stop out the longs, bounce and push up here, a couple of legs, but we didn't. I think it's pretty much ranging, but I was also thinking about leg down and leg down. After that big push up, it's clearly a couple of attempts to go lower and a push up. So I think there's a good chance we're going to break these all-time highs and get a bit higher still. Hmm. Did you ever face an issue where data loads only from the current minute on NinjaTrader? Install NinjaTrader. When I open a new chart, historic data does not show. I'm not sure about that, bud. From the current minute. I'm not sure there, bud. Anybody else help out with that comment? Yeah, I'm not sure there. Uh, uh, this thing's hard to read today. Now, I would say that looks like a bit of an overshoot. Hmm. Oh, this is slow. And maybe a second entry short there.
Order submitted.
See how we get on here. So close to the lows already, that's the problem.
Order submitted.
I've gotten there a bit early. It hasn't triggered. Oh, darn. Got a bit too excited there. A bit trigger happy there. I may get stung here. I hit that before it even triggered. A little bit trigger happy. See if I get caught out here. That CL, I dropped it there for some reason. I pressed the trigger or pull the button or whatever I did before it had a chance to trigger. Although I like it, it's a second entry short and a lower high. For some reason, a little bit too excited, I clicked the short or selected the button. Hopefully it triggers. I like it. There we go, we're in. Good. Come on, push below that one.
Order filled.
Okay, what did I get there? 120. I like to get out before the bottom there, so I thought might be a bit cheeky going for a little bit too much down here. It'll probably work, but it is a lower high. So I like the setup. We're clearly coming down there. We're coming back to the EMA. We pushed up. Big rejection off there. Pushed up again, trapped some longs. It is a second entry short. It is a lower high. But really, you want to get out before the bottoms. So I was waiting for 2 points, but as long as there's room from the bottoms, then I think it's all right to go for 2 points. But let's see if this plot's working. Yeah, the plot's not working. But that's a quick. What do I do there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1,120. That'll do. It may come down lower. So 1,120, 223, 24, 25, 2,600. So 1,600 so far today. So it's not turned out such a bad day, but so leg, probably get another leg down here, but it's always good to get out before those bottoms, I think, just in case. But I've been a bit unsure about this. There's definitely a channel there, maybe a slightly bigger, but when it's got sideways, it's clearly had a break somewhere, whether it's that one, or that one, and two pushes up to a new high. So I think, depending on how you draw this, where you have it there or there, to touch multiple ones, you can't really have it more than there, I think. You could have it sort of like that, cutting a bit off there. Whatever happens anyway, that's a clear break. Two pushes up to a new high. So however you have that, I think it's fair to say, after it's quite a strong move and a little bit of sideways and a new high, it doesn't makes no sense. It makes sense when I pull back, but second entry short, clearly made points and more, but if we'd have had the ground, if we'd have had the distance to the lows to get the full 200, I'd have taken it. But I don't even know how many points is $120. 10 ticks is 200, so it's 5 ticks. So I'd say it's 6 ticks, isn't it? That makes sense. I've already done it, haven't I? 6 ticks. That's it. So second entry short, stroke lower high. High. What do we say? 6 ticks, 5. 5 is $100, so it's 6 ticks. This is hard to trade today, isn't it? This is. Can't even see where I came out there. For some reason, normally when you click plot, it plots. But it's not working at the moment for some reason. So the only way I can find out what I've done there is to do this. So what was that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 6 ticks. Okay. So it had made, and I got in right on the nail as well, so that's good. So that's where I got in. Would I have got the full 200? 2 contracts, not quite. I'd have to get down to there. Trouble is, really, it's always best just to be safe to get out before the lows. I already pushed me like there. Having said that, I assume there will be a few stops there and possibly there. So if it's a little bit below there, if it hits an area where there's going to be stops, usually it'll give it just a little bit of momentum, and that was enough to come down. So yeah, it clearly worked for 2 points. Do you know the ironic thing is, that's what the 6th trade I've done, the 6th trade I've done, 6th or 7th trade I've done, let's say 6, over the last sort of couple of weeks. They've all been winners, and I've got out of them at a point around about $100 or $120, and every single one of them went on to do the full $200. So it just goes to show sometimes that if you just set your trade, pick your point, and let it run, sometimes, it came down in, it came back. Sometimes you've got to have that little bit of stress when it comes back, but then if the setup's good, and I believe the setup to be right, second entry, we've had this leg down. Clearly had a bit of support here, which we tested the underside, so you think there's a good chance of having another leg down. But the trouble is, when you're trading a few more accounts that I am now, you just get that little bit nervous that it's going to come back and get you. So you kind of think, if I can get out, guarantee myself 120. If it was one account, see, 120, I'd leave it. But as it's 10, that equates to $1,200, so it's a little bit more. So the thing about having multiple accounts is enables you to have large amounts of wins. But the trouble is, if I'm taking less on them, I'm sort of contradicting myself to a degree. Having said that, I wouldn't be making $1,200 on one account, so I'm clearly making more money. But you know, once those accounts get up to maybe over $5,000, that's when I'll probably have the confidence or the comfort to sit, let it have a little pullback and continue down. But we had this leg down. We clearly had a few pushes higher. We had a nice bearish bar which touched that, trapped the longs, and it clearly did what it was supposed to do. But I just wish that you'd be able to toggle that thing on, but it's not working for some reason. I don't know why. The only way to get it on and off is to go into the data series. I don't know how I can toggle it on or off. There is a failure there.
Order submitted.
Shall I break new high?
Order cancelled.
See, this to me looks like an overshoot, and we've come close to the tops. We've come up there, we've come down, we've come up there, we've come down. So this could come down. Just looking on this NQ, we got a little channel and a break, a couple of pushes to a new low. We got a bullish bar here, which just triggers some traders, and there's another one as well. And sometimes it'll kind of do this. It'll trap longs and then just drop.
Order submitted.
This is getting quite large, isn't it?
Order filled.
Not going to go for much here. Leg down, 2 attempts to go higher. I think I've been trapped here. We'll see. I'm going to give it one extra tick. Sometimes it'll tick you out and come down. This looks like it's coming down. I think whether we're going to have 2 legs and push up, but it looks like it's coming down towards these lows. If that's the case, hopefully this NQ will come down. Hopefully. Although it's going in the opposite direction at the moment. leg, hopefully. Let's get out of this. Trouble is, we may have a little pullback on the yes. Leg down, sideways, leg down. This may trap some longs here, hopefully. We'll see. There we get on. But I think there's a good chance this is going to come down. Trouble is, if we get a bit of a pullback here, that may send that above my bearish bar there. That's my only hope, if that comes down. You'd think, high or low, if this thing is going to come down for another leg, that will be where it traps. Lower high, you could say 1, 2, 3 triple test. Let's see. It's still worth leaving it there. I'm only trading the one account on here anyway, so it's fine. To get below there. If we can get below there, okay. You could say that's a triple test. 1, 2, 3. Getting a bit of a pullback here. So on the yes, hopefully doesn't go that far before it turns down. Hopefully if it triggers one of these and then comes down. Or do I just get out here? There's no point in anything. Because it could still be a triple test. It'd be a shame to get out here just for the sake of $40, $50 when this could be a nice second entry short. It may take me out, but it's only one account. See, on the ES, we've come up and touched this, so hopefully if this comes bearish now, this will continue down, hopefully. So far, that bar's stayed safe. We need to get below here. If we can get below here, I think we're golden. Once we get below here, we'll get below there. So you could say that is more and more like a triple test. God, it's gone slow, isn't it? Gotta get below there. I'm tempted to just get out of this for a bit of a loss, I am. There's no point. I get out for $100 loss, it's only another $135. There's some big bearish bars there. There's also some bullish bars which have been trapped. At the moment, we've got a leg down sideways. I think it's feasible. We've got another leg down. There is a bullish bar there. Let's try. If we can get below there, it'll get me out of this trade. So I think I'm best off just sitting tight. That's going to take me out, I think.
Stop
That's
filled.
fine. It was still worth holding. You never know. So that was a 2. I can't even check the thing. Was it a... I can't even work out what I'm down there, to be fair. $260, I think. $235, something like that. Excuse me. Sorry, Chris, I never saw that. What info does TraderSync give you? Do you capture an image of a trade? I think you can do all sorts with it, to be fair. I haven't even scratched the surface. You'll have to have a look, bud. Yeah, I'm not really 100% sure, to be fair. Is there a hidden second entry here? Or are we pushing up to make a new high? It's so hard to say, really. Yeah, trouble is, I'm not sure whether that was an overshoot. Tough one. So it does look like it's going to push up, doesn't it? So perhaps that, if this is going to go up, that could be a high or low. It's hard to say. I got no idea what's going on here, in all fairness. What time is it? I think I'm about done, aren't I? I think. Have a look. How long have we been going for? Oh yeah, 3 hours. Normally 3 hours is my limit. So up $1,245 today. So I'm pleased with that anyway. Had a couple of wins and a loss on this single one. And something on here. So not a bad day at all, actually. Could have got a bit more there, but trouble is you want to really get out before these lows, so you just don't know, do you? So I am sorted for the day. So if you count on trading, best of luck. Remember, no trading tomorrow. I believe the market's open for half day. But it is like watching paint dry. So look, have a great day, have a great evening and a holiday tomorrow. And I will be back on Thursday. Pretty good day today, I'm pleased. Hopefully that'll extend us to Thursday. So have a great holiday tomorrow. Stay safe, and I will be back day after tomorrow. Bye for now.